Hello friends and my dear students. Today we will discuss how to write a case study, a part of research design in business research methods. With a sample research paper of mine which got published in Prabandhan, Indian Journal of Management in November 2016. This was my first publication indexed in Scopus and having moderate impact factor. You can subscribe the journal or can borrow from almost all reputed management institutes in India. The research paper title, which got published in Prabandhan, was a case study on perception of stakeholders about computer training institutes in West Bengal. This was a part of my PhD thesis and extended study during the period 2005 to 2015. The case study is quite relevant now because of the lockdown situation and digital business driving growth. To start with, I will brief you about the introduction part. According to NASSCOM, the information technology business process management sector expected revenue was $177 billion and growth rate expected 6.1% in the year 2019. IT-BPM exports in 2019 was $136 billion and growth rate expected 8.3%. Domestic IT BPM sector generated $2.9 trillion and growth rate was 7.9% in 2019. Organizational change is happening due to IT and IT-enabled services where skill-based technology contributes significantly according to Bresnahan et al. 2002. There is a huge demand for employees with social, mobility and cloud skills. In other words, SMAC skills. The report of American National Research Council NRC published in 1999 states the basis for the development of programs that can contribute to computer fluency. The recent NRC reports about data analysis have reflected the rise of big data as systems which are routinely returning terabytes, petabytes or more of information. Mallory 2014 stated Indian companies are boosting investments in technology and services for better understanding of data. In NASSCOM report Internet in India by 2020, it has been predicted 70% of e-commerce transaction via mobile phones and mobile video content to grow at an 83% CAGR in next 5 years. As per Frost and Sullivan report, dimensions of voice over internet protocol, market potential of digital communication to grow from $60 billion in 2014 to $136 billion in 2020. According to Yen 2014, information society is considered to be the product of full development and fusion of multimedia and network technology in the future. The results of a study by Duncan 1992 showed diversity in IT faculty composition and qualification requirements. Oz 2005 illustrated IT productivity cycle while discussing technology life cycle. In phase 1, we adopt new IT solution. In phase 2 of IT productivity cycle, profit increases. In phase 3, new technology becomes standard. In phase 4, price of technology used decreases. And in phase 5, productivity from the technology steadily disappears. Thereby, productivity cycle reveals that IT has a strategic value. According to NASSCOM report Perspective 2025 Shaping the Digital Revolution, almost 70% of IT workforce in India is irrelevant or reskilled. There is a huge requirement of specialist manpower in the digital platform for big data analytics, mobile application development, new user interfaces, social media, and cybersecurity. Brunner et al. 2006 stated impact of IT would increase the profits and thereby requires continuous thinking for bringing out innovative strategies for developing new technologies. Business organizations have experienced shortages of qualified workforce owing to demand for updated knowledge and new technology skills, according to Raker and Alter 2012. Milisz-Jewska et al. 2010 mentioned the changes in course curriculum reflect growing concern for IT and computer related technologies. Research on teachers' perceptions on ICT in schools by Chi et al. 2010 has brought about interesting findings like lessons are time intensive, time allocated in the timetable for understanding is insufficient, and usage of ICT is not essential in national examinations. O et al. 2003 have found advanced computer knowledge can develop the innovative capacity of the students dealing with 21st century technologies. Therefore, the case study here attempts to bridge the gap between courses taught in computer training institutes in India, primarily West Bengal, and industry expectation from IT aspirants. The objectives of the case study includes analyze the issues relevant to stakeholders, namely students and faculty members, with respect to operational aspects of IT education services. Number 2, evaluation of the domain areas that can be considered by the computer training institutes for catering to the needs of the IT industry. Next part of case study is the research design, which is primarily descriptive in nature, focusing on quantitative data analysis. The primary data was collected using simple random sampling from various IT training institutes in Kolkata, which includes Aptech, NEET, Webel, Brainware, SQL Star, CMC, and other emerging institutions. Primary data was collected from students and faculty members separately, irrespective of gender, through the questionnaire method. Secondary data sources included books, journals, and newspapers from notable publishers in India and abroad. Since there were very few journals catering to IT education, it was quite a challenge for the researcher to develop the literature for the case study. The statistical tools used here are chi-square test and Thurston case 5 analysis, referred from Majumdar 2005 and Malhotra 2006. Out of 120 institutes considered in the study, based on availability and disclosure of annual accounts, 20%, that is 24 institutes, were considered to be the sample size for the case study. The sample size of the student respondents was 207, that is 10% of the population studying in the institute, and drawn at random. The total number of faculty respondents was 66, which includes 25% of the faculty members in a particular discipline of study in the computer training institutes visited across Kolkata and suburban areas in West Bengal. Next part of case study is analysis and results. There are total 5 hypotheses in this case study, which has been analyzed using chi-square test in statistical analysis. Hypothesis 1, H1. There is a significant relationship between courses opted for and course fees paid by students. The calculated value of chi-square in this case is greater than tabulated value, and p-value at 5% level of significance is 0, which signifies H1 is accepted. This means there exists a significant relationship between course opted for and course fees paid. The phi value 0.997 and Kramer's phi value 0.498 indicates that the strength of existence of association is very strong. It has been observed that students opting for multimedia and animation programs are paying a high course fees, whereas courses like computer programming, system networking, and financial accounting fees are comparatively less. Students are specializing in particular domain are paying a standard course fee, and IT training institutes are adhering to certain fee slab for each program offered. Hypothesis 2, H2. There is a significant relationship between course fees and course duration. It is observed that calculated chi-square value is greater than tabulated chi-square value, which signifies H2 is accepted. This means there exists a significant relationship between course fees and course duration. The phi value 0.768 and Kramer's phi value 0.444 suggests that the strength of the existing association is strong. From the results, we can confirm that high value courses usually take a longer duration to complete, and enhancing learning hours for a student can lead to proper understanding of the topics being covered and possibility of one-to-one interaction with faculty for doubts and clarification. Hypothesis 3, H3. There is a significant relationship between student qualification and course opted for. It is inferred from the results that calculated chi-square value is greater than tabulated value at 5% level of significance, which indicates that H3 is accepted. This means there exists a significant relationship between student qualification and course opted for. The phi value 0.603 and Kramer's phi value 0.426 signifies that the strength of the association is reasonably strong. The results justify that majority of IT aspirants are graduates followed by undergraduates and postgraduates. Graduates feel that IT education as a professional qualification can meet their career goals in their respective field of study. Hypothesis 4, H4. There is a significant relationship between students' age and course opted for. It has been inferred that calculated chi-square value is less than tabulated chi-square value, which means H4 is rejected. This indicates there exists no significant relationship between students' age and course opted for. Even phi value 0.328 and Kramer's phi value 0.232 signify that the strength of association is weak. Results prove that people from all age groups are interested for computer education. However, a major chunk of IT students belong to the age group 18 to 25 years. Hypothesis 5, H5. There is a significant relationship between faculty skills and remuneration. It has been inferred that calculated chi-square value is less than tabulated chi-square value, which means H5 is rejected. This indicates that there exists no significant relationship between faculty skills and remuneration. Phi value 0.518 and Kramer's phi value 0.366 signifies that the strength of association is reasonably weak. The results prove faculty members in computer training institutes are paid below their expectations, and there is no standard pay scale as per their skill sets. Finally, in the results and analysis, a Thurston scale has been applied to understand the demand of prospective courses among faculty members. The top ranked course derived in the analysis is DBMS, Database Management Systems, primarily focusing on big data, cloud computing, and ERP. The next three prospective courses are mobile communication, multimedia and animation, and chip level development. The subsequent ranking as per the preferences of academicians are biotechnology, embedded system, expert system in the area of AI, games programming, and robotics. In the managerial implications of the case study, the following aspects have been derived. Number 1. In computer education business, there is not much variation in course fee structure irrespective of brands. Number 2. The longer duration of a course can help the students in sharpening their IT skills and enable frequent interaction with faculty guides. Number 3. Courses can be designed by the management keeping in view the demand of the graduates and final year undergraduate learners. Number 4. Most of the private computer training institutes pay low remuneration to their staff and faculty members, and there exists no significant relationship between skills acquired and remuneration. According to Khan 2014, there is an increasing demand for the inclusion of pedagogy and substantial content knowledge based use of ICT in teachers' professional development. Number 5, Database Management System DBMS is considered to be the most preferred program mainly due to the emergence of big data analytics as a disruptive technology that would reshape the marketing intelligence as stated by Zhao et al. 2014. The next most promising IT course curricula are mobile communication and multimedia and animation. The intensely competitive mobile phone market requires highly competent technically sound persons for repairing and maintenance of this unique indispensable device in a study conducted by Yon 2012. We can conclude by saying that the case study has dealt with the issues concerning the stakeholders of private computer training institutes. The outcome of the study would benefit the entrepreneurs, human resource consultants, and managers investing in digital education. Request you to cite this case study for your research in IT and ITES sector and educational services. Finally, the assignment based on today's discussion. The students are required to develop a case study on distribution channel in the area of supply chain management to reach the product and services to consumers on time during this difficult lockdown phase. Student managers need to study the supply chain management of retailing giants like IKEA, Zara, Big Basket, Amazon, and suggest or recommend an alternative channel to improve the e-commerce business processes. The case study should bring out the issues of channel management and ways to reach product and services during the time of social distancing. Thank you.